I trust you with my child. Let that just sink in for a second. We're starting right there because this quote establishes the profound emotional stakes right out of the gate. This isn't just some casual wish, right? It's presented as a parent's ultimate act of surrender. The speaker's openly acknowledging that, hey, my own power and foresight as a parent are totally limited. So they're handing over the ultimate well-being of their most cherished relationship to a higher power. It literally sets the baseline for everything that follows. Okay, let's dive into this with Section 1, a parent's ultimate declaration. The explainer source frames the opening of this prayer not merely as a request, but as an act of yielding. It's about taking all those unseen dreams, the quiet anxieties, the late-night hopes a parent carries, and laying them down. The source describes this kind of prayer as faith in motion. It's an active declaration designed to literally bring life to a child's aspirations. You bring every unsaid hope for transformation. It's a beautiful illustration of how the source views prayer. You offer the raw material of human hope, and it's transformed into divine action. Moving right along to Section 2, praying for supernatural success. From that foundation of surrender, the text shifts gears and begins looking outward. And the ambitions laid out here, they are massive. Listen to this. I am asking for the kind of success that makes people stop and say, only God could have done this. The source makes a fascinating distinction here. The parent isn't asking for the son to just, get by or achieve a moderate living. The text specifically requests overflowing abundance, open doors that no man can close, and favor that actually chases the son down. It's a radical vision of success. And this brilliantly illustrates the ancient, poetic roots the source draws from. Let him be like a tree planted by rivers of living water. It's such a vivid image of constant, effortless nourishment, isn't it? Think about it. A tree doesn't strive to grow. It grows simply because of where it is planted. The source uses this to articulate a desire for growth in the son's businesses, his projects, and his ideas that defies sheer human effort and instead relies on an endless, life-giving source. That brings us to Section 3, divine health and true wisdom. As we move forward, the focus shifts inward, from external success to the internal vessels required to actually carry that success. The text explicitly outlines physical protections, praying against sickness, burnout, and exhaustion. The source emphasizes that robust health isn't just a nice-to-have, it's a completely necessary, functional foundation for carrying out life's massive dreams. You need physical strength to run hard after your calling, ensuring your own body never becomes an obstacle to your purpose. Now, what's really interesting here is how the text draws a sharp, clear distinction between mere human intelligence and true, discerning wisdom. It's not just about being smart. The source highlights the vital need for discernment, the ability to know the difference between what looks good and what is actually good. And it contrasts what is fast with what is lasting. That shows a deep understanding of our modern pitfalls with instant gratification, asking instead for a wisdom that builds a permanent, regret-free legacy. Let's shift gears to Section 4, purpose, wealth, and connections. Having established that foundation of health and wisdom, the source material gets into the practical pillars of everyday life. We're talking about that undeniable internal fire, where the son simply knows, this is it. This is what I was created for. Paired with this is a direct request for financial blessing, but the source is super specific. It asks for wealth achieved through honest means and multiplied effort, so the son never has to lie awake at night worrying. It views financial abundance as a tool for natural generosity, not just hoarding. Because let's face it, nobody succeeds in a vacuum, right? The parent actively intercedes for relationships here. They're praying for mentors, true friendships, the right business partners, people who will sharpen the son and push him forward. But equally as important, the prayer asks that incorrect connections quietly fall away without causing confusion. It's essentially a prayer for a highly curated, protective inner circle. This brings us to a beautiful duality regarding time. It is so easy to fall into the trap of measuring your life against someone else's timeline, especially in our hyper-connected world where that just breeds deep anxiety. The text counters this by declaring that every delay is a divine setup. It frames closed doors not as failures, but as divine protection, steering the son toward his true, specific path. Which naturally leads us to Section 5, guarding character and heart. As we reach the pinnacle of the success envisioned, we have to look at the ultimate goal, grounded character. Because what good is incredible success if it destroys the person holding it? Let's look at how this builds. Step 1 is elevation. But that elevation must immediately trigger Step 2, gratitude, which then forces Step 3, humility, keeping his feet firmly on the ground. And finally, Step 4, empathy, The text explicitly prays that success makes him the kind of person who sees someone struggling and just walks toward them, helping others without ever needing to be asked. Let him never forget that every good and perfect thing came from above. This earnest, deeply resonant quote anchors a source's insistence on maintaining a tender heart. The parent recognizes that pride is the absolute greatest danger of the miraculous success they just spent minutes praying for. By constantly pointing the glory back up, the son's heart remains grounded, ensuring he never takes a single blessing for granted. And finally, we arrive at section 6, sealing the prayer in faith. After laying out all these intense, continuous declarations, covering every single aspect of a human life, the source material moves to seal the prayer. So what does this all mean? The ultimate vision here is a living testimony. The text desires the son's story to be so undeniably blessed that it literally gives others the courage to believe when they feel like giving up. His life becomes a loud, unavoidable announcement to the world that the impossible is still possible. It's such a beautiful, outward-facing conclusion to a deeply personal plea.
May God bless you.